Hello and welcome to something a little bit different. Today we're going to be looking at Damn Toys Navy Seal Recon Saw Gunner. God already left Africa. Now, to give you a little bit of information, if you like your military games and your models and you're into the whole military sim thing, then these are a great collector's item. These originally came out, this one's about a year and a half old. They were originally about 50 to 80 pounds. They've now gone up in value to about 120. So these are more of an investment. It's not really a toy. It's more of a collector's model. So let's just have a look at this packaging. As you can see, it's from Damn Toys. Nice sturdy box. No way that your model's going to get damaged or anything like that. Model number. On the back we can see it's a Navy Seal. Real life head sculpt, damn action body, scarf, belt, BDU belt, and we have a little bit of scratch on the bottom. We have all the information of the actual stuff that's included, which is a hell of a lot if I'm honest. And this is a 1/6 model, which means it's probably about 12 inches tall. So that's your basic box it comes in. So let's get in and have a look and see what we've got inside. Okay, so let's get in here and have a look and see what we've actually got in the box. If I can open this bad boy up. Feels like there's a nice texture actually on the box. It's almost like a sandpaper, quite a rough feel to it. So there we go. This is the first layer. And there he is. There's the little fella in there. And immediately from looking at the box I can tell immediately there's a high quality of detail in here. I mean, just looking at this knife here, I'll get some close-ups of these, but I can tell that's extremely well modelled. In fact, it almost looks like there's a sharp blade on the end of there. I will be putting all this model together. Water canisters here. Nicely detailed, including the original writing on the back for what they would actually have. All these models are 1-to-1. There we go. There's the radio. There's even the little piece on the top there. Very well, very nicely modelled. I presume we've got his headset. The little pieces in here, and I would imagine there's some spare hands as well for gripping or wanking, whatever he wants to do. And this will actually lift up. And there should be another set underneath, and there we go. This is the stuff that's actually underneath. I can tell you straight away that saw is fantastic. Wow, that is well modelled, including the bipod which comes down as well. That is nice. I mean, all these models, the Damn Toy models, everything's authentic as it should be, and it should be. If I cock that back, there you go. So you can actually chamber the rounds which are in here, which are actually metal as well, and I'll give you a close-up of those as well. But this, and those are all the extra little things. Wow, the actual backpack really is detailed. This is going to take me a while to put together. I'll just get you some close-ups of the stuff in the box now before we start to put this together, but for now, that weapon, wow, that is, I presume that just clips in, that is very well detailed. So what we'll do now is we'll start to get the individual pieces out. As you can see, there's the pistol. We've got the walkie-talkie. I'm not quite sure what this is. What is this? We'll get a closer look at that at some point. Maybe it's morphine. What we've got in here? We have some pouches. We've even got a watch, blimey. That actually fastens. What else have we got in here? We've got your 2 carabiners. 2 of those. We have the knife and the sheath. What else have we got in here? We have, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's the pistol holster. We have a bag here with, what have we got in there? This will be the screens for the computer, I would imagine. Yeah, there's screens for the computer. We've got, that's fine. I don't know, in case you want a blank screen, I suppose. Looks like this is some sort of hose for the water bottles. It would be for camelback usually. We've also got a really delicate looking earpiece, radio audio headset, which is nice. Get that in there. I've got the actual figure, which we'll look at closely in a little bit more detail in a second. Let's get that bad boy down there. And right, so now we've come into the webbing. Wow, now I can tell you that is detailed. My God, that is detailed. That is really nice with all these pouches, all with the proper fasteners that they should have. Impressive. Let's bang the camera there, sorry. We have the saw, which is, as we've already had a quick look at, looks fantastic. Then we've also got the attachments. We've also got a red dot sight. It's not a SUSAT, I'm not sure what that is, we'll have a look, but it looks like it's got a laser pointer on it as well. We also have the covers for the weapon. And I'll be showing you all these as I've actually attached them as we get further in. What have we got here? Magazine pouch for the weapon. As you can see, there is a lot of pieces in here. Foregrip for the saw. We also have the magazines, and actually we've got bullets in as well, rounds in for the pistol. We get 3 of those, so that I presume they'll be going in the pouches as well. We have some realistic metal rounds for the saw gun. They're really nice, quite heavy, good feel to those. Shoulder straps. We've got the Bergen backpack, again extremely well modelled. There, what else have we got in here? Looks like we've got some sort of wristbands. Yep, wristbands. We've got his headpiece there as well. What else have we got in here? Well, I mean, there's more to come yet. We've also got fingerless gloves. And we also have his PC computer, which is, I've checked online at this, it looks exactly like the real thing. Exactly like the real thing. And we can interchange these screens and change them by placing those in. So that's what you actually get in the box. And of course we get the spare set of hands for changing and things like that. So that's the actual amount of content, and we'll have a quick look at the figure now. Okay, so this is the actual figure, and with all Damn Toys figures, uniform extremely well modelled, even down to the boots, and I'll get even closer with the shoelaces and everything. Extremely well modelled. You can even lift them up, you know, the boots go all the way up like they should. The figure is completely articulated. You can position this however you want to do it. Also helps with the weapons and things like that. Hands, wrist, elbows, all the real joints are in there, including the head. You know, all the different positions. So if you want them to kneel, they can kneel. Fully articulated with the, every single joint. Uniform, well made. There are a couple of little pieces here, which I think maybe to actually tighten the bottom of the trouser. But overall, the figure and the uniform, very good. God, it's like being a kid again. Love it. We'll get a close-up of the face in a minute. Boo. As with all Damn Toys figures, the modelling on these is really, really good. You can actually see there's details, there's wrinkles on the face, stubble, quite realistic looking, especially when the rest of the kit is on. That's part of Damn Toys are so good, they're collectibles. Everything looks, you know, realistic as it should. Fantastically well detailed. Hands, extremely well detailed. Not a lot else I can say about these really. These are for the, you know, to slot in the different accessories. But there are some. So I'm going to do this live. I've not actually put this model together before, but these bits look really simple. So I think we're going to start off with the beast. So after faffing around for about 20 minutes, I finally got the weapon put together. What I will say is this is definitely not for kids. This really was quite fiddly. In fact, the part under the grip here actually snapped off as I was trying to put this on, so I've had to super glue this little bit on, so this grip now is kind of like, it has to be where it is. Also the bullets were a little bit fiddly, and it's almost like this needs pushing up a little bit, but apart from that, it's well modelled, it looks great. It's even got the strap on as well. Strap on. Oh. And you can also change the back side, which actually wouldn't be that way. That would be tucked in, but we can also get that out and change it round that way close quarters. So very happy with the actual model of that, but as I said, quite fiddly. Take your time if you're going to get one of these models, so that you don't damage it in any way. But that is this saw. Very happy with that. Now when it comes to the knife, there's not a lot to say about this, is there? Apart from it is very nicely modelled. Looks like it's actually got a sharp beveled edge on it as well. It is what it is, and it actually comes with a sheath as well, and that just goes straight in there like that. Quite well made. It's got stitching on it and some little rivets, and we've also got a gap there to go through the belt buckle. Pistol. Again, get that in focus. Sorry about that. It is what it is really. Comes with 3 clips, and they've actually got rounds in them as well. Unfortunately, when you push them in, it doesn't quite stick. So it may be that you just leave one in the holster that actually comes with the model as well. But yeah, nicely detailed again. That's the pistol. See, super good on my hands. Some of the models actually you can cock back the top half, but you probably can on this, but I don't want to break it. But that is the pistol. So there he is, guys. There's the finished model. Now I'm not kidding you, this has taken me about 2.5 hours to put this bugger together. The actual webbing and the backpack extremely tight, and it was really difficult. There's no instructions with any of these models, so you've kind of like got to go a little bit blind, and I'll talk about the pros and cons as we go around the model. There's parts here that are not actually included in the model. They're on the model of the box and elsewhere on the web, but they weren't in this box when I got them. And also there should be another little thing here for the knife attachment and for the chemical tube, which is down there to fit into here. That isn't on this model, not quite sure why. Now the head's actually loose because this backpack is so tight I can't actually get the head to go back in, so it means it's difficult to get him to look at any other position apart from where it's just resting. So again, that's another little negative about the model. And there are a couple of other little things as well I'm going to point out now. As you can see, this is where the pistol holster is. I've put a spare magazine in there. This little strap here, after you've connected it all up and tightened all the straps, which is a nightmare. These little straps are so tiny and they break quite easily. That is actually supposed to go around the belt. It's got a belt under it, but because it doesn't tell you that, by the time you've fitted everything, it can be quite difficult. And because some of these straps are quite, I don't want to say flimsy, but they're not the strongest of things. When you need to adjust something tighter and you're pushing and gripping on the model, they're actually quite easy to break. So you do need to be quite careful. This is definitely not a model for a child. The actual backpack, and the webbing here are extremely tight around here, and some of these straps. And there are a lot of straps here, such as these ones, that don't actually have anything attached to them, so they just hang loose. Also, this tube would usually be for a camelback. And if I turn it around a little bit, you can see that the tube is just loose here. So I'm not sure whether that's actually supposed to attach to anything, but I've just left it loose and I've put it out of the backpack. It wouldn't go there usually. It would go in your day sack on the back here. Also on the front here, just make sure just focus that in a little better. There we go. Also here on the radio, which actually connects with an earpiece, it's quite tight around the neck for that throat piece, and the wire that comes down here, this is just loose. It will actually fit into the little slot on the radio there, but I've just tucked it into that pouch because again, unless you super glue it, it's not going to fit. The weapon also has this strap, which I'm not going to put around his shoulders because the weapon just will not fit if I fit it there. It's that tight. And the only other thing I've had to adjust apart from that was the only other thing I had to adjust was the actual ammo pouch. I just needed to glue it on because it was really quite delicate. That head really is a pain in the bum because I can't get the head in the position that I'd like to put it in. But overall, I'm very happy with the model. Very fiddly. You really do want to take your time with this model, but if you like your military models, This is highly recommended, and I'll get you a few more shots of it now, including the close-up of the boots. Another little thing, although it's not really a gripe, is on the actual photographs and the models, these sleeves here actually roll up as you would roll them up with white material. You can't do that with these because these are already pre-buttoned, fastened and sewed. So whether they've actually unclipped them or actually broken them and folded them back, I'm not sure, but that's something that's not included in this model. Boots are fully modelled, including the laces, and if I can lift this up, they actually are proper boots, Doc Martens, and they go all the way up. This is just to tighten the trousers at the bottom, so ignore that. There are the odd little bits that you want to cut off, little bits of fluff and things like that. The only other issue I've had is these gloves. They just ripped. These are not. Funny enough, these gloves don't feel the same quality as the rest of the model. So yeah, they just ripped. There's that one, and there's this one as well. Get that in focus. They just ripped, so I didn't bother putting them on. So there you go, guys. Really quite impressed. It's a really good model. Probably need a little bit of modelling experience to put it together. It can be a little bit fiddly, but overall, what a fantastic model. And if you're into collecting military figures, then this is definitely a nice addition to anybody's collection. Definitely looks great up close, and just as good from a distance. Thanks for watching. This has been the Saw Gunner from Damn Toys, a damn fine, nice thing. In the next video I'll be doing the, well, you'll have to subscribe, won't you? There's another model coming too. I'll also be going through that one in detail, but for now, thanks for watching and subscribe and let me know what you think. Cheers, bye bye.